Okay, so this has been a common theme, like response to the what's the best that can happen, challenging the universe. So I wanted to address it. So, a lot of times when you ask for spirit to do stuff for you, it seems like everything's falling apart. And that's because they're doing stuff for you. They're clearing out stuff to make room for the good stuff that you really want. Years and years ago, when I was asking for things better in my life and I was going through a divorce, it seemed like the worst thing that could have ever happened to me. It was awful. It was devastating. It was very hard to deal with. I became a single mother with two children in diapers. I had nothing to my name. I had to go on government support. It was a whole thing. However, a few years later, hindsight gave me perspective, and going through that allowed me to free myself of a very abusive relationship. When I was in it, I did not realize it was abusive because I was in the middle of it. I saw some other video on TikTok, which was absolutely phenomenal. And it was this girl who said that she got this information from somebody else. And she said, when the red flags are flying right towards you, you can't see them. And if that is not the most genius thing I have ever heard, because all the red flags were flying right at me, but I couldn't see them, right? Couldn't see them until my perspective shifted, and then I could see them. So I freed myself from that relationship. I started to find out who I was. I started to become a happier, healthier person. I started to become a happier, better mother. I started a career path that I wanted to start, that my ex-spouse told me that I could not start for a myriad of reasons, part of the controlling mindset that was in that relationship. So I was able to start to do things that made me happy. I was happy and whole. And at the time it seemed terrible, but when it was all over, I said, oh my God, I am so glad all of those things were removed from my life, because I would have never removed them. And that's exactly what Spirit was doing for me. They were removing all of the garbage that I did not view as garbage, so all the good stuff could come in. So usually that's what's happening when it feels like your whole life is a shit show and just everything's on fire and it's a giant, terrible dumpster and just it's all the worst. It's because everything's being shaken up so the good stuff can come in. So you have to give it time, which is hard. It is hard. I get it, because I've been through it more than once. It's hard. But if you give it time and let it continue to shake out, that's when the amazing things happen. I hope that helps.